Knight takes c2, equal material, both sides have 4 pawns, and Engine says nobody's better. We'll see if that's what happens. So far, they haven't done that. Nihal actually doesn't want to draw, so he has to play differently.
Yeah, and he's actually taken with the rook instead, so after that happened. So this meant that we see this particular position where we have that imbalance again, where Magnus has the rook and Nihal has the 2 minor pieces. And
yeah, if you're forced to win, this is a better way for Nihal to play.
Exactly.
Rather than that drawn endgame. Both sides could win here. Although Magnus is used to promoting his pawns to a queen based on what we saw the previous 2 games.
Right.
Magnus likes his fast pawns.
So now what's super important for Nihal, if he wants to win, is he has to control the advance of those white pawns. So he has to tuck his rook into the corner, prevent the advance, and then what you do is once you've stopped them from moving forward, then you start to pile up the pressure, because that's the step 1. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what he needs to do. And okay, Magnus defending, and the point is that when you do the maths, black has 3 pieces, white only has 2. So there we're seeing Magnus trying to just try to maximize the power of his rooks. The way to do that is to open up lines. It's still really complicated position here because black's rook tied to the corner, tied to stop that pawn from advancing. And now what to do next?
The Engine slightly prefers black, I should say. I know the colors. Because black has 2 pieces for a rook. White has those advanced pawns, which black just blockaded. And Magnus is going to advance his king e3, d4, c5. And eventually black is going to have to take on a4. Magnus plays g4, which weakens the f pawn. I don't like g4. I'm not sure why Magnus played that. That seems very risky, weakening the f3 pawn. Now the Engine says Nihal has good winning chances.
Yeah, and it's all based on the fact that that pawn is weak, because now you can grab that pawn on a4. Now you can make the trade, because guess what? That bishop, that beautiful bishop in the center is pointing at the pawn, and now the white king is just left behind. And it's going to happen. But this wasn't the way forward. This was not the way he had to capture with the rook. That knight had to be firmly blockaded, and now black, it's not enough.
It's still better for black. I'll still take black in this position. Still has some winning chances. Taking the f pawn, and he can defend his f pawn with his rook. Black has winning chances with accurate play, which is easy for me to say with 3 minutes left. Magnus should be able to draw, but not easy to play accurately in this position.
No.
Magnus plays the way I wouldn't play. The Engine loves it, moving the king away from the pawns. Likes the king on d2. Magnus defending his g pawn with his rook, attacking the f pawn with his other rook, and says, what are you going to do? I'm defending everything. A drawn position, Nihal's better, but with more time on the clock, Magnus should be able to draw this position.
Absolutely, and so instructive. The king moves away from the heart of the action in order to try and force off a trade of rooks. And then the whole thing is that that rook goes all the way to the first row. You can maybe even keep on harassing it and see what happens next. But wow, 1 minute, 14 seconds for Nihal, and he has to put the pressure on white. One thing for sure, I was going to say you want to be keeping those rooks, but instead he's going to run with the king, just start advancing the pawns. In comes the king, stage 1, and now he's going to, you can't take the pawn, so you have to start advancing.
Yeah, and this is just a known drawn book endgame. Magnus knows how to draw this. Black has some winning chances, but with accurate play, it's a draw. Magnus doesn't look super concerned.
No, he doesn't look that concerned at all. Look at that. And now he's going to stop the pawn advancing. And every time that bishop moves away, he's going to give a check to the king. He can do it now. Check the king. That has been the formula. And if you go back with the king, up comes the king on the dark squares, and it's a draw. And with that, Magnus Carlsen is in the semi-finals.
That score is very familiar. We saw that score last year with the same opponents.
Exactly, in the same commanding fashion, just showing us why he's the world #1 on every move. You know, This game had its adventures. Nihal perhaps had some opportunities to press a little bit harder, but in the end, Magnus Carlsen is the fair winner.
Yeah, I don't think Magnus is going to be too happy with that game, but sometimes when you're wrapping it up, things don't go as you plan, but he still got the job done in the end, even without playing his best chess.
Yeah, but I got to say, very impressive match there from Magnus from the first game, second game, handling the complications, and now choosing a great opening and again holding his nerve, because he did feel the pressure at some points. Players shaking hands, and always nice to see the players just discussing the variations, sharing their thoughts.
Yeah, they're very interested in what should have happened, and I think Magnus took about 30 seconds after the match to have a look at some positions to see where either player could have improved, especially in that last game. Magnus is still interested. He's like, hey, let's look at this position. He's like, come on, Nihal, let's look at this position. What's going on here? Maybe you had a bigger advantage than I thought, and you could have pressed me more. But a brilliant match for Magnus, wins the match. Let's go to the stage.
Another exciting match, and the ticket has been validated to semi-finals for Magnus Carlsen. But of course, we need to exchange the keys now. As Nihal, can you please give your key to Magnus? And as Nihal has to bow out of the stage, please, can you give it up for Nihal? You can go. All right, Magnus, congratulations. First quick question for you. On Thursday you said you were not feeling that great. Now you're back. This looked like a pretty comfortable start for you. How do you feel right now?
Sorry. No, I'm still, form is kind of not great, but I'm happy with the way that I managed to perform in this match. And the last two games really messy, so I was really happy not to have to play a fourth. And I'm a little bit worried for the next match as well, that it seems that my level kind of drops a bit after. Seems like I only have the energy for a few games, but yeah, at least I'm through. I get a break, and then we'll see.
All right, and on the stream B as well, another match happened, so I'm letting you know as well that semi-final will be a run back from last year's grand final. You will face Ali Reza Firouzja. How do you approach this news?
Oh, I saw that he was up in the match, and then he was in trouble in the last game, but I suppose he held it. Yeah, it's a very, very tough matchup. Kind of would have preferred to have that one tomorrow, but it is what it is. I'll give it my best.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Magnus. It is time for you to go and crush the key. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Magnus Carlsen!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Magnus Carlsen moves on to the semifinals as he tries to once again punch his ticket into grand finals. He takes down Nihal Sarin and will have his run back with Ali Reza Firouzja. Only someone of this caliber, a player of this caliber, can win convincingly like that and still is saying, oh, I feel like I'm extremely off right now. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. It's about that time. Magnus, you can go ahead and press it forward. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. As our next key is officially being crushed. Amazing run. Okay. That's the champ right there. He's making sure it was a little bit of overkill. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Officially, Magnus Carlsen has punched his ticket into the semifinals. Congratulations, Magnus, and best of luck in your next match.